What is up, guys? It's Adam, a.k.a. Marv, and this... What's up, guys? It's Adam, a.k.a. Marv, and this is Marfoogle News, the only... Okay, Dex, what is that?
So sorry, Adam. That's my turkey, Lisa.
Okay, you named your turkey Lisa?
Yeah, we name our turkey every year.
Just curious, what was last year's?
Mel Gibletson.
Okay, and are they just in the studio? What's going on?
Yeah, we're kind of running out of room.
What do you mean you're running out of room?
Well, there's like 54 turkeys.
So I'm assuming you don't eat them?
No. We've never eaten any of our turkeys.
Okay, that's super weird. I guess we can talk about that later. Either way...
Oh no.
Oh no, what?
They're coming. The others.
What do you mean they're coming? Who are the others?
It's the young Turks.
Oh my gosh. We are experiencing technical difficulties. You could almost say technical difficulties. Happy Thanksgiving. Almost. All right. What is up, guys? Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Tonight is the night before the lovely holiday. So do want to remind you guys, we have some very disturbing stories here today. If you've never been here before, this is a live broadcast. It is now 9:28 p.m. on the 27th of November. And it is, of course, the night before Thanksgiving. So we're also going to talk about some of the things that you should kind of avoid. Of course, we have Black Friday coming up. Of course, our country has changed from what it used to be. So definitely be careful out there while shopping or doing any of the kinds of things that we do. This year falls, Black Friday falls on the 29th, 11/29, which is basically 1111. If all these gematria folks are basically saying that it means something. So we'll go over that later. And I don't do the gematria stuff. I never pay attention to it. That's not saying that it's not real. I just I'm not an expert in it. That's not my thing. So we're going to go over many stories today. And again, if you've never been here, we actually have a live call-in number at 224-400-MARF. And Dex, who helps produce the show, is also going to be here screening calls. Now, he has a live connection with me, and he can actually post through any kind of article, video, or anything that you might have as a caller and put it straight through to me. I have an entire screen dedicated to Dex's findings or what the caller has. So say if they have a article that debunks something that we say, he can actually put it right through and we can show the rest of the Foogle Fam. Dex, just to get a quick sound check, are you here?
Hello, Adam. I am here. And hello, Foogle Fam.
You almost sounded like David Cross there for a second. I don't know if you guys ever saw Mr. Show. Okay, good. So, Dex, we're going to go over some of the news. Obviously, there's some pretty exciting things that have happened in the last week that we're going to be busting out here soon. And we are trying to gather creators together. We are trying to help the community. What would you say about today's news cycle?
Well, for a holiday week, we do expect the news cycle to be a lot less, and you do see it less, but there certainly isn't less impactful. There's definitely some significant things that have happened in the news in the past 24 hours, in the past 48 hours. So, we're all going to be distracted tomorrow and Friday, so I think we do need to pay attention to what's going on because there still is a lot of activity, especially around the globe, that's happening right now that really warrants our attention.
Well, so, and another thing, I mean, it's like straight up if you added, I mean, there's some pretty weird things. The thing that was sent to me earlier, I actually don't normally pay attention to the gematria stuff, but actually on Black Friday, there's a lot of stuff that lines up, which I thought was weird. And we're not even going to cover that kind of stuff. If you guys want to go see that covered, you can go to any of the gematria channels. But I thought it was pretty interesting. This time around, I'm actually kind of blown away. So we're going to go through the news. Again, if you want to follow along, you can actually go to marfooglenews.com. This is super easy. And every article that we show you here today, we have actually done a bibliography of sorts, and we actually show you where we got the news. So if you go to our website, marfooglenews.com, you will see this thumbnail. When you click on it, you will actually be able to go down below, and we back up what we say. If we read just a sentence of something, we let you know where to find the rest of it. On here, you will actually see the show topics. You can follow along. Say, if we only read a paragraph out of the entire article, you can actually go back later. You can go a month later, a year later, and you can read the whole rest of it, including weird news. And then down below, there will be a section which will have caller topics or caller info. So if a caller, say, has a YouTube channel, or if the caller has some awesome article, like when the gentleman Rip Curl called in with the Cascadia Subduction Zone PDF from the government, or actually from the USGS, we actually connected it and put it up there before the end of the show. So that will actually end up there as it goes. Again, it's a live show. You never know what's going to happen. We've had our power go out. We've had our sound go out. I've had my stage fall down. I've had lightning strike outside my window. That was a real thing. That was insanity. Went through, blackout shades and flashed the entire studio. So you honestly never know what you're going to get here, especially the calls. We never know who's going to call in. The number is 224-400-MARF. And, of course, make sure to call in early so you can get in there. All right, so we're going to go straight through the news, and we're not going to hesitate to go fast through some of these ones right now, because we do want to get to a lot of calls tonight and try to get in as much information as possible. Now, it says, winter storm threatens to scramble Thanksgiving travel plans. So if you are traveling to go to friends or families, it's obviously, we've had a lot of crazy weather just in the last couple of years in general, but they are saying that this is even getting crazier. It says, a day after bringing havoc to the Rocky Mountains, a powerful winter storm rolled across the Midwest on Wednesday, threatening to scramble Thanksgiving plans for millions of people during one of the busiest travel weeks of the years. The storm, which was blamed for one death and hundreds of canceled flights, pushed east into South Dakota, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. It dropped close to a foot of snow in some areas, even as the system weakened and headed towards New York and Pennsylvania. So this is a big winter breeze, or blast, I guess you could say. It says, but the West was not free of heavy weather. It says a bomb cyclone caused by a rapid drop in air pressure brought snow to the mountains and wind and rain along to California and Oregon coasts. Drivers on Interstate 5 near the Oregon-California border spent 17 hours or more stopped in traffic as blizzard conditions whirled outside. Some slept in their vehicles. So imagine this. I mean, this is the stuff out of the movie The Day After Tomorrow. The things that are happening now, and mind you, these are on a smaller scale, but we just saw a tornado. Where did we just see a tornado?
Las Vegas. Just north of Las Vegas.
Las Vegas just had a freaking tornado. Seattle had a tornado just a matter of, I think, 9 or 10 months ago. We're talking about tornadoes in places tornadoes don't happen. You're talking about earthquakes in places where earthquakes don't happen. You're talking about all sorts of things happening where those things don't happen. And you honestly, you can look back through the last 10 years. Japan, 2011, they had a tsunami and a subduction zone that they didn't even know about. So we've had just all these weird things happen over the last 10 years, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse every year. And even the most, observant people, yeah, I got that one right. are saying that they understand that the world is changing. People are debating. They're so distracted on being right or being on the, whichever side of the argument. The fact is, we can all see things are changing around us. The weather is changing. The world is changing. Whether it's natural, caused by cosmic rays, or it's caused by cow farts, we don't know. But the fact is, there are animals, mass die-offs, all these weird things happening. Animals are losing their natural way to migrate around the planet. You're talking about, underwater animals, completely critical to our entire ecosystem are just beaching themselves. You're talking about bees dying off. You're talking about people actually talking about extinction, and a lot of people don't want to hear it. Now, most people automatically assume, attach to this extinction rebellion thing that's going on. And, we're not talking about that. We're talking about in general, like look at the single things that are happening and putting them together. There's a ton of people out there putting together all of these things. It's 2 + 2 + 2 + 2,000, and they're all going in the same direction. I honestly get crazed. The fact that people are not putting all of this together. There's normies out there that look at us. Most of us are awake here. Like, for real, most of us are awake. We have turned this more into a commercial show because we knew what was coming, and I knew it was coming. I was told by people as long as a year and 3 months ago that things were going to be changing here, and guess what? This is going to be the underground. I mean, this is going to be where people go. So just understand, there's a big thing coming up in front of us. There's going to be information battles. It's going to be crazy. Not only that, technology, everything that's happening to us as a society is just turning the world upside down. As far as these bomb cyclones and the things that are going on, do you think they're normal? I would love for you to call me at 224-400-MARF and you tell me, is the weather in your neighborhood the same as it was? Have you lived there your entire life? Please tell me if it's different. Tell me if you've noticed it just locally where you are at, no matter where it is. I bet you we're going to find, that they compartmentalize all of us and we all think, oh, well, it's a little odd for this area, whatever else. But when you look at the overall, when people start combining information, that's when people start putting 2 and 2 together. Where every single person across the country says, wait a second, we've had 3 years of a row of breaking records and this has never happened in the history I've lived here 60 years. That's been happening here at least every single month. I mean, seriously, an event that never happens. Just last month, a month and a half ago, we had 2,600 lightning strikes in 4 hours. Even for Florida, the lightning capital of the world, or for the country, that is absurd. That's insane. Just boom, 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 boom. People that have lived here 60 years, never seen anything like it. There's things like this happening all over the place. People say that the airstream is changing. All these things are happening all at once. So again, they say that there were spinouts everywhere. There were trucks that were abandoned, and every time we stopped and started moving again, there were people who couldn't start moving again. Every time we stopped, I was like, is this it? Are we going to be here overnight? Now, this is in California and in Oregon. It's just, a lot of this is just really, really crazy to hear. All right, now this is pretty interesting. It says 3 hurt at Texas chemical plant hit by 2 massive explosions. Kind of strange here. 2 massive explosions 13 hours apart tore through a Texas chemical plant Wednesday, and one left 3 workers injured. The blast blew out windows and doors of nearby homes and prompted a mandatory evacuation of a 4-mile, 7-kilometer radius from the plant in Port Neches in southeast Texas, about 80 miles east of Houston. It says the initial explosion of the TPC Group plant, which makes chemical and petroleum-based products, occurred around 1 a.m. It sent a large plume of smoke stretching for miles and started a fire. The 3 workers hurt during the blast, 2 TPC employees and a contractor, were treated at hospitals and released, said Troy Monk, TPC's Director of Health, Safety, and Security. About 30 employees working at the plant at the time of the explosion were all accounted for. Now, this sounds pretty crazy, but it even looks even more nuts. It says, Monk said the blast occurred in an area of the plant that makes butadiene, I guess I'm saying that right, butadiene, a chemical used to make synthetic rubber and other products. He said that the plant has 175 full-time employees and 50 contract workers. So again, this blast was big enough to send a shockwave that blew doors off their hinges in nearby homes. So this was a big blast. And what does this place do? It says the second blast ripped through the plant about 2 p.m., sending a steel column high into the air that prompted Jefferson County Judge Brannick, the top county official, to order a mandatory evacuation of Port Neches and neighboring groves, Nederland and part of Port Arthur. So, this fire looks big from right here. In fact, when you look at it, but it was much bigger in scale as far as the danger of it because of what was here. What do you guys think about this? It says, we're staying focused on the safety of our emergency response personnel folks in and around the community, as well as trying to protect the environment, Monk said at a news conference. What was here? I really wonder. It says, Brannick, who lives near the plant, said that the news conference that he was awakened at his home by the initial blast, which blew in his front and back doors, damaging them pretty significantly. Dex, can you imagine that if your front and your back door blew off your house?
Yeah, that's huge.
And is that the sound wave? Is that the shock of it?
Yeah, that's the shock wave from the blast.
That's insane.
That's
I wonder how far this guy was. Like, seriously, I mean, you would assume it's a chemical plant, so they're not like 100 feet away. These people are pretty far. They said multiple towns were evacuated.
Yeah, and this has happened quite a bit and this was in Texas. So this is not the first time this year. We've seen many fires, explosions, things like that in Texas over the year. So we don't really hear back much about what causes them. But we've often speculated, especially when there was a lot of tit for tat of activities going on in, say, the cyber warfare type stuff. It's a good question to look at here. Is there something possible that went on there, or is this just a freak accident?
Well, because I also wonder, it's like Texas is one of the states that could actually separate from the rest of the country, and many times they've said that they wanted to, and they've had certain groups say, Texas could basically survive on its own. Could it not? It has its own power grid, which not a lot of people know. It has its own power source, power grid, everything else, and then it has its own water source, I believe. It has its own gold reserve. I mean, this place could potentially be one of the best places to be if, SHTF situation happened, right? They have huge open highways. There's a lot of reasons. In fact, what was it? It was the Atlas Bunkers channel, Atlas Bunkers, that did a video of the 10 top reasons why you would want to be in Texas when stuff hit the fan. I thought it was actually a great video. Some of the most plain things that you wouldn't think of, like those highways that are like 30 lanes wide. I mean, the things are just gigantic. Everything is bigger in Texas. But again, they have their own power grid. If you're from Texas, you're going to rep Texas hard. I know you Texans are very proud of where you live, so I won't mess with you because everything's bigger there, including the fists. So either way, there's been a lot of weird things like this. I've covered over a year and a half, almost every day, of different things and different explosions, and it's always in Texas or in some neighboring county. It's just weird. Or if you guys get what I'm saying. Now it says, T-Man signs bill in support of Hong Kong protesters. So this is a big deal because essentially he was told, along with the rest of our country, not to meddle in Chinese affairs with the whole Hong Kong situation. And he said, nah, we're going to meddle. Now, Dex, you have an opinion on this. It says, do you want to give your opinion on this as far as what this goes for?
Well, yeah, certainly. I think that we saw the Senate and Congress come out in support of this, and we wondered if T-Man was going to sign it because he's in the midst of trade war negotiations, and this doesn't really help because he's got a lot of pressure from China saying, "Hey, stay out of it. Don't do it. Don't do it." And we keep reporting here day over day after day about different things with China, whether it's the South China Sea, things that are happening there, whether it's Hong Kong, whether it's trade wars. So the tensions are really tight right now with China. So doing this doesn't really bode well for making really good peace with the negotiations with China. But I think it is doing the right thing and standing up for human rights, right? Which is what we fundamentally want to do here.
And that's the whole thing. So, we're publicly saying we're going to stand up for the human rights of this, but it's also serving as, China sees us meddling with their property, right? So Hong Kong got switched back over to China. What year was it? It wasn't even that long ago, right? It was, what was it? In the 90s? Or I'm thinking it was 98 or something, 97 that it was given back or something. Do you remember?
Right. I don't remember the year, but it wasn't. It was in recent decades.
And they said it would take, so many decades before they would even try to. They wanted to say 2 governments, 1 country, or whatever they're saying is. That's basically says there's 2 systems and 1 country. And they basically, for the time being, they let them run it how it was before it was turned back over to China's property. But, of course, they started getting in there before that. And Hong Kong fears them doing what they've done in mainland China, which is absolutely nuts. They have an ultimate surveillance state. I mean, we have it bad here, but nothing compared to what they are doing and actually activating, what they already have in place. The WeChat system knows where everybody's at. I mean, most of it's mandatory. You're talking about social credit score. If your social credit score goes too low, you just might end up in a special area that you can't leave, and you might be missing some organs, and you might be seeing your maker, and you might be buried, and you might be burned and spread, hopefully, if they give your ashes back. Okay, you guys get the point. We have it pretty good here compared. So Hong Kong, they see that. They see that they're slowly going to have, it's kind of like the takeover of platform, right? The mother, right, just keeps implementing more and more rules, and then soon it is the mother country. You get what I mean? Basically, Hong Kong's terms of service are possibly going to change just a little. And no offense, love you guys. Sorry,
it's a slow boil.
Ryan says it arrested 8 with CIA links during unrest. Out of Dubai, it says Ryanian. And if you've never been here before, yes, I do say some words a little bit differently because of Mr. Al Gore. Ithem. Ryanian security agents arrested at least 8 people linked to the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency during last week's unrest over gasoline price hikes, the official news agency IRNA reported. So that, again, that's what they're saying that there's there, right? They're saying these guys that they arrested are CIA, but, who knows if that's true? Probably.
Well, and Adam, just yesterday, I was pontificating. We've got all of this unrest going on at the same time in all of these countries, almost as if it's being orchestrated by somebody like this 3-letter agency, right? And then here we have them coming out and saying, oh, yeah, they're there.
So just so you know, this is unrest. This is protest. All of this stuff is going on. And some of these guys, they ended up getting out of them that these were all CIA guys. Isn't that crazy? And if you guys know what Dex is talking about, in fact, if you go to yesterday's show, you will actually see we covered that. And here's the coolest part. You go to the website. When you go to this one, of course, it says conflict, Marfoogle News. You click on it. Down below, you will actually see the article. And which one was it? It was, let's see. Yes, from Ryan to Chile to Sudan, protests take hold around the world. Now, this one, the first out of 3, ended up being made up. I mean, how many people did they have to arrest to get 8 CIA agents? It's pretty crazy. So a lot of us know that there are different forces and puppeteers all over the place, kind of, basically shaping the world. There are very few people that are in power, and it trickles down, and they can have done whatever they want, including having, YouTubers knocked off, period. But we'll talk about that later. Again, though, we give you the access. If you want to go read that article, you can go to marfooglenews.com and go to yesterday's show. So we'll actually get it back into that. It says these elements had received CIA-funded training in various countries under the cover of becoming citizen journalists. IRNA quoted the intelligence ministry as saying 6 were arrested while attending the riots and carrying out CIA orders, and 2 while trying to send information abroad. So it's scary, but think about if you weren't a CIA agent and you were accused of being one in a country like that. That would be one hell of a scary thing. What if you're a YouTuber or somebody who does, like, what if I was over there as just like a YouTube news guy, right? Like, we're not a threat to anybody. Say I went, I don't know why I would be there, but what if you ended up getting arrested and they go, oh, you're a news thing. Oh, you're trying to send information. That would be the scariest moment. Those 8 guys, I don't care what their background is. I'm praying for them to be okay. Because, man, you do not want to be caught in one of those countries as a spy. Like, who knows what they're going to do. Again, not the best place to be. Ryan, Russia, China to hold joint war games in message to the world. This is a scary one. Underlined, this is a really scary one, Dex. Ryan, China, and Russia will hold in the coming weeks their first ever joint war drills, which leaders say are meant to send, quote, a message to the world about increased military cooperation between the rogue countries. The commander of Ryan's Navy, Rear Admiral Hussein Khanzadeh, said Wednesday that the Islamic Republic will team up with Moscow and Beijing within the next month to hold the mass conflict drills. When did this come out? This came out today. I don't believe anyone else covered this. Don't know if you guys remember what I said. If you were in the show where I said, I think somebody said we were told yesterday, over a week and a half ago, I said that you were going to see the biggest drills ever. Somebody says, wow. That's how good our sources are. Specifically, Dex, you remember? I specifically said you were going to see the biggest drills ever very soon. Like, when I see this, it scares me because I was so sure of my source. That is crazy. And it wasn't like a vague statement. Might go back and clip that and put that in, because I specifically said, our sources said that we were going to see a massive drill between specifically those we underestimate. It says the commander of Ryan's Navy, Rear Admiral Hussein Khanzadeh, said Wednesday they were going to begin within the next month. It says, quote, when we talk about joint conflict games, and I'm saying conflict games for a reason, we are talking about two or more countries with a high level of relations in various political, economic, and social fields, which culminate in cooperation in the military sector, with conflict games usually being the highest level of such cooperation. Khanzadi was quoted saying in remarks to the Ryan state-controlled press. A joint, and this is a quote here, a joint conflict game between several countries, whether on land, at sea, or in the air, indicates a remarkable expansion of cooperation among them, the military leader said. The joint drills will be aimed at sending a message to the world, particularly Western nations like the United States, that have sought to constrain Ryan's expanding military ambitions. The joint conflict game between Ryan, Russia, and China will hopefully be conducted next month. Carries the same message to the world that these countries have reached a meaningful strategic point in their relations with regard to their shared and non-shared interests. And by non-shared, I mean the respect we have for one another's national interests. Now imagine the things and the people that they catch, the CIA guys that they catch. Imagine that is just a tiny percentage of one little protest that they're doing over in Ryan. Imagine them all over the world, all of these enemy countries with their spies, causing issues, possibly knocking people off, doing all these things that we see in the movies and think that it's not real. And they're doing it here. You know that they have, in the past, we have now had stuff declassified as far as like things, horrible things done, including things that harm women and children, done to trigger a mass event, right? Everyone up in arms about this event. There's been even talk of actual plants from childhood into the police service to actually spark a race situation. I don't think people really realize, I mean, there's people that are born here, raised here, groomed here, like it's straight up a movie, only it's real life. They're basing these things on, you know, events that are happening. Of course, they exaggerate the skills of these guys. No, they can't parkour and then land in an Aston Martin and then dive into the sea. No. But they sure as hell can speak 18 different languages, cross multiple borders, cause havoc, and actually start conflicts. Conflicts with a W. And we're going to see all that. And this next one is going to be bonkers. It's going to be played out with incredible technology. And in fact, you can see, we showed you last night, Russia, China, they're all preparing for some sort of robot conflict. It's going to be battle bots on crack. So I don't want to go on a negative note before Thanksgiving, but it's going to get crazy. If you guys want to help support the show, please consider NordVPN. Again, this is a huge deal because NordVPN is absolutely my favorite service for this. Again, this can actually protect you. We are getting a better savings than most of even the other channels doing this. I actually noticed Casey Neistat did NordVPN. But again, they are offering the Foogle family up to 84% off on a 3-year plan. You can go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. A virtual private network actually basically puts you somewhere else. It does a whole lot of things, but it protects you from the bad guys. You can use up to 6 simultaneous devices, including your cell phone. Basically, you can be a lot more protected. You could open up an email with a link and you think you're going to a YouTube video. Well, they just grabbed your IP address and now they can basically go and attack your entire computer. With this, that helps you and it hides your IP from the bad guys. Not only that, it actually protects you in places like a coffee shop, or if you're at McDonald's, or if you're in a public place and you're using their Wi-Fi, or you have your phone set up so it actually switches automatically to the best or free Wi-Fi. See, what people don't realize about that is all the cookies that your phones and all these companies are collecting, those can be accessed by the bad guys, and they are there. Again, just like these spies in the movies that are hidden and through all these places, these people actually hang out in public spaces. If you've ever noticed, there's always people in the Starbucks just hanging out. You see them there every single time. They're on their laptops, some of them with multiple phones. I highly, I look at those guys highly suspicious, because some of them actually have machines and different things that they do to break right through and right in within 3 minutes. They've got all of your information, credit card stuff, everything. Again, they have 24-hour, 7 days a week support, and they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's very easy. I think a lot of people didn't do it because they didn't understand it. Super easy. Go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. Dex, I just real quick though, honestly,
yeah, Adam,
would you ever not have a VPN?
No, I've used Nord for a long time. I've used VPNs for a long time. The one thing I would say about this is one I'd give my mom, right? I mean, it is so easy to use. You literally, once you install the app on your phone, you push a button, you're protected. You install the app on your computer, you push a button, you're connected. You don't even have to be a geek to use this VPN. This is dead simple to use.
So again, use the code Marfoogle if you end up on their website. If you want to go through us, marfooglenews.com/VPN. It helps us grow the channel. We are trying to bring on 2 more people. We were hoping to do that by the end of the year. We've got about a month left, so we will see. Again, that helps us out, and it protects you. Again, while we still have the internet and all of these beautiful things that are powered up, you might want to protect yourself, because these cyber conflicts are getting only worse, especially with the countries we just mentioned. All right, so again, just to go back to this mysterious interstellar object pictured coming towards us from deep space and will make close approach next month. Now, is this the second, Dex, do you know if this is the second object, the mysterious object that they say came from out of, our solar system?
Yeah, this may be the second one. I don't know the actual name, but of the other one, but I think this is the second one.
Because if you guys remember the first one that came in, it came in at this weird elliptical thing nobody's ever seen. Isn't that how they knew it wasn't from our solar system? Because everything's flat. Do you realize that? And I'm not trying to get into that debate, but you guys realize that all the planets and everything spins around in a perfect line. That blew my mind when I found that out. Like, I thought I knew a lot about space and all that, but everything is in a flat line. So, like, here's the sun. Everything rotates this way. It's not like this way, that way, this way, that way around the sun. Everything is in a flat linear line, and it spins like this. But we're told that space is, unlimited and everything, right? So maybe we're just like this spinning model of the universe that's like right here, and maybe this interstellar one's going up and down. Well, whatever they said, they supposedly, right? We don't know. None of us have been off the planet. They said this thing came in, sped up, and barely came by Earth, and then sped back out of the universe. The first one, that was a Muamua. Freaking weird. And now this second one, it says a mysterious object hurtling towards our solar system from deep space has been photographed by scientists. The incoming comet is nothing like scientists have seen before and believed to have come from another star system. So is this the third one, or is this the second one again? I swear, all of a sudden in our lifetime, we've had not one, but at least 2 of these interstellar objects. A close-up of the interstellar object 21 Borisov with Earth superimposed to its right for scale. It says the comet's tail stretches 100,000 miles long, more than 12 times the diameter of Earth. It says that makes the visitor, known as 21/Borisov, only the second interstellar object ever spotted in our solar system. Discovered in August, Borisov has traveled at least 7 trillion miles to get here and will make its close approach to Earth next month. Is this nuts? We live in a time where, if this is true, right, just throw out everything in your mind and just believe for 1 second. If this is true, this is the second interstellar object ever observed, at least observed, And the first one came in, did something we've never seen before, which was slow down, or it was slow, and then it went fast, and then it went again. I mean, all you have to do is really see the Oumuamua track. Like, this is just nuts. Oumuamua track. I mean, this is nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts. Let's see. If you actually see the angle, how it came around, let's see if this is... Okay, that's a horrible... That looks like a flying turd. That's not what I wanted. Check this out. This is so nuts. So nuts. Don't know if that's it either. Dun, 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 dun. Look at this. So everything is flat. This thing came in. And right here. Is that not crazy? Is that not absolutely nuts? It completely did. And then I finally realized, like, that's why they knew, right? They knew that this was something else because it wasn't going in a circle around this way. It was coming in this way and it was going up. And then look at this. It out of all of the planets for it to get near, goes like this, goes like this. Mercury, Venus, boom, Earth, right in front. It's like it dropped something off, and it's like it intersected right here, so it could almost drop somebody off, and maybe they got picked up by Earth. Like, this is something out of a sci-fi movie. I mean, it really is that crazy. And this other object is hurtling towards us and is going to visit here next month. Like, what if? And then they have all this talk and desensitization about UFOs. They talk about this fake invasion, right? Look at this. There's the sun in the middle. Mercury, Venus, Earth. Boom. Dropped it right in front of it. I think it's so fascinating if the just the slight chance that this is all true. It absolutely blows my mind. Blows my mind. And of course, I don't believe necessarily anything here, but I do still have an imagination, which I think a lot of us have lost. And this is what is considered fact in mainstream. This is considered fact, right? That this thing is coming back. What if they are setting us up for one heck of a ride? Or maybe they are going to come out with fallen angels, or maybe God is on his return and we have a month left. It's pretty nuts. What do you guys think about it? Give me a call at 224-400-MARF. We want to hear everybody's opinions about this. All right, so check this out. Mass state police tested out Boston Dynamics Spot the Robot Dog. Civil liberties advocates want to know more. So one thing that annoys me is, even if I do agree with the cause, when I see the people that, or if I disagree with the cause, some of the groups that, like, you know, go, well, is this okay? And, you know, basically the hound dogs that are like, I don't believe this is right and this and that. As far as the Boston Dynamics Spot the Robot Dog, I think that a lot of people are going to immediately say that this is a great thing. I think that robots, if they took positions that we just physically can't do as humans, I don't think that that's a bad thing. But they're talking about having these robots replace several things that human beings are paid full-time livings to do. I've showed you over the last year and a half, 2 years, all of the jobs that are being replaced. We're talking about, Dex, if you can name as many as possible, we're talking about a pilot. Commercial pilots are going to be replaced by an AI actual bot that sits in their spot. We've already seen it. It's already been tested. Welders, janitors, fruit pickers,
burger flippers,
burger flippers,
pizza makers. They've got robots for all of that.
That's right. And plumbers, now that I made a joke about it 3 months ago, article just came out. They're going to have plumber bots. These are replacing all of basically the careers that you can go to some sort of school for, you can apprentice. These are good jobs, right? They're good, respectable jobs. Being a plumber, being a contractor, a construction worker in some of these fields, you can save your money over 5, 10, 15 years and you can buy a house. That's disappearing because these robots are replacing everything, especially the minimum wage jobs. They're not going to exist. So what's going to happen when there's no minimum wage jobs and they're all robots? Robots don't need insurance. They don't have 5, mouths to feed. They have, just one thing that they need is maintenance. It's pretty crazy. But as far as these dogs, it is absolutely scary. It says Massachusetts State Police is the first law enforcement agency in the country to use Boston Dynamics dog-like robot called Spot. While the use of robotic technology is not new for state police, the temporary acquisition for Spot, a customizable robot some have called, quote, terrifying, is raising questions from civil liberty rights advocates about how much oversight there should be over police robotics programs. It says the state's bomb squad had Spot on loan from the Waltham-based Boston Dynamics for 3 months starting in August until November, according to records obtained by the American Civil Liberties Union of Massachusetts and reviewed by WBUR. It says the documents do not reveal a lot of details on the robot dog's exact use, but a state police spokesman said Spot, like the department's other robots, was used as a mobile remote observation device to provide troopers with images of suspicious devices or potentially hazardous locations, like where an armed suspect might be hiding. Now, they've actually, if you've seen the tapes, Donut Operator, he's one of my favorite YouTubers that I watch when I get a chance. He plays all the police videos. He's usually on the police's side. He actually does a lot of he's very supportive of the police force. He was a police officer. Again, I do sit where I support the majority of police. I don't support the bad ones. I'm all about the men and women who put their lives on the line for us, whether that be in the blue or in the green or the blue or brown or whatever color uniform they're in. The good ones I respect, and I think that the police get a lot of bad raps. Again, that's because there are some bad ones. There's corrupt systems, governments. But again, I see these people saying, I respect the military, but they don't respect the police. Yes, they're two different things. But again, these people are the ones you call when you actually are in trouble. They come to get you. That aside, I've seen that they use these robots, and not specifically this one. This one is creepy. This one is like a human arm on the top of a dog body. It opens doors. It holds it open. I mean, it's like your dog that can hold the door open, only with an extra arm. It's super creepy. But again, they've used these when there's a suspect hiding in the back of the house. This thing can actually be altered. It can even hold a gun. They haven't used it for that yet, but this thing is going to be able to hold a pistol, go back there, and if it's a shoot-to-kill scenario, it will be able to go back there, come around the corner. What is the bad guy going to do? Shoot the robot? The robot's going to go pop with deadly accuracy once again. These robots are scary. We are literally walking into the future. I mean, it's nuts. It says, quote, robot technology is a valuable tool for law enforcement because of its ability to provide situational awareness of potentially dangerous environments, State Police spokesman David Procopio wrote. I love that his last name is Procopio. Sorry. That's bad. That was a Prepper Ilea dad joke. State police say Spot was used in 2 incidents. In addition to testing, Boston Dynamics Vice President for Business Development Michael Perry said the company wants Spot to have lots of different uses in industries ranging from oil and gas companies, of course, to construction and to entertainment. He envisions police sending Spot into areas too hazardous for a human, a chemical spill, or near a suspected BOMB, or into a hostage situation. So again, what do you think about these robots? Now here's a GIF of these things in action. Look at this thing. You need the Twilight Zone playing. And the other one waits and just, I mean, like, they're just so creepy. And when you actually see them in action and doing their thing, they adapt to new scenarios. They adapt to new situations. The computers are learning. This is like some Terminator stuff. And it's just the beginning. It's really scary. It's like a cobra head on top of a dog. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I certainly, I would be I'd be creeped out. I'm sorry. I would want to try to ride it once, just to see. That would be cool, just to ride. And it can it could hold you too. They have a payload of like 350 pounds or something like that. It's crazy. Anyways. Moving on, E. coli outbreak on romaine lettuce has spread to 19 U.S. states. So watch out for your lettuce. It says the CDC, U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and state public health and regulatory officials are investigating the following identification of E. coli-related illnesses in Arizona, California, Colorado, Idaho, Illinois, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, New Jersey, New Mexico, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia, Washington, and Wisconsin. So all of these states are affected. Don't eat your romaine lettuce for now. I definitely would. I don't know. I would just stay away from it if you can. But that's my opinion. You guys can, of course, go ahead and check out this article, the full article in detail on marfooglenews.com. Now this is weird. They say all toilets at the ISS break down, so astronauts are forced to use diapers. I don't know, like the last time they had a hole this big, nobody knew who made it. Now it's on purpose. None of the toilets on the International Space Station, the ISS, are working. Astronauts have to use, quote, diapers. A NASA translation suggested Wednesday. There are 2 toilets at the ISS, both Russian-made. This is like a joke, right? One in the U.S. module and another one in the Russian one. In addition, there are toilets in the Suez ships docked at the station, but they are used when the ship is in flight and only rarely when it is docked. It says, according to the ISS commander, Luca Parmitano, the toilet in the U.S. section constantly signals that it is not working, while the one in the Russian module is filled to the maximum. That's
funny.
The Russians are constantly clogging their toilet then. That's funny. Insert joke there that you shouldn't say on a show.
And if you're a Big Bang Theory fan, then you can blame Wolowitz. He's the one that made the toilets.
Yep, that's so funny. I remember that episode too. Honolulu, a Hawaii man tormented a Utah family for over a year by sending more than 500 people to their house for unwanted services, including food deliveries, repairs, tow trucks, locksmiths, plumbers, and prostitutes, according to a U.S. prosecutor who called it extreme cyberstalking. Again, this is a Utah hearing for Hawaii suspect in extreme cyberstalking. Can you imagine in a year having 500 different services physically coming to your house because of a cyberstalker? Lauren Akamura was in Honolulu's federal courthouse Wednesday for a scheduled detention hearing. His federal defender, Sharon Rancourt, said he wants to have the hearing in Utah. A magistrate judge ordered Akamura detained in Honolulu until he's transported to Utah. It's unclear when that will be. Basically, it says Akamura, 44, targeted a father and his adult daughter. Just a total jack. sending the women threatening messages and posting her pictures and address online. Authorities said one posting said that the homeowner wanted drugs and prostitutes at the house in a quiet middle-class neighborhood in a Salt Lake City suburb. The Gilmore family was, quote, tormented during a year plus that the extreme cyberstalking took place, U.S. Attorney John Huber told reporters Tuesday. So John Huber, so this was a big case then. Did you, Dex, did you see that?
Oh, yeah. That's huge. It's crazy. They actually have a sign in front of the house. It says, alert, if you have been asked to provide any services at this address, such as a car tow, home repair, locksmith, plumbing, food delivery, or anything else, please call the Salt Lake Police Department. Literally giant yellow sign in front of the house. That's how bad it is.
Wow.
Can you imagine? You could probably never even order a pizza again because nobody's going to believe you're ordering a pizza.
That's really bad. It's like, and then if the actual, like, John Huber's getting involved, this is a big case. Like, this guy had it out for these people. I wonder, I would love to see the case file on that. Like, why was he so obsessed with this guy and his daughter? Was he obsessed with the daughter? I mean, like, that's just weird. That's sick. Was the guy a YouTuber? Like, what the hell? Either way, a healthy man, this is scary. If this was true, there's always titles like this that just go, whoa. A healthy man was licked by his dog. He was dead within weeks. Yeah, that's not a title you want to see. It says here that, once I get past everything, a 63-year-old man showed up in the hospital with a burning sensation in his left leg and muscle pain in both. His flu-like symptoms were severe with labored breathing for 3 days. He had patachaka. I don't know why I put a Japanese spin on that, but or round spots on the skin that look like rashes as a result of bleeding capillaries, which made his legs look discolored. Oh, that's creepy. It says the patient's heartbeat was stable, doctors said, even though he was running a temperature of 102. His belabored breathing caused an inadequate supply of oxygen to his tissue. His failing kidneys were not producing urine, researchers wrote, but doctors had no idea what was wrong with him. He had not recently been in the hospital. They suspected some kind of bacteria, but he didn't have any open wounds and he didn't have meningitis. It wasn't until his 4th day in the hospital that a blood test revealed that the man had a type of bacteria found in the saliva of healthy dogs and cats. It's kind of bacteria that usually is only transmitted to humans if they are bitten. But the German man is dead because his dog licked him. Is that not... Okay, why have we not heard of this before? Like, if this is an actual big deal, like, what do you think of this, Dex?
Well, I'm guessing it's just a rare case in this scenario where the dog licked him and he got the bacteria. But obviously it sounds like they dealt with this before with dog bites, but, he didn't show any sign of dog bites, so they didn't think about it.
Well,
that's kind of creepy.
It just makes, and those kind of symptoms, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that, if you're ever stupid enough to go on WebMD when you have like a leg pain or something like that, it's like, oh my gosh, I got cancer. Don't go online if you have symptoms, because there are like 1,000 of the most horrible things that have the same symptoms as like a cold. Again, Colleen Luce Wilson, thank you, says, I believe in the Big Bang Theory. God pulled the trigger. Awesome. Thank you for support, Colleen Luce Wilson. Again, we were just talking about the Big Bang Theory too with the gentleman who invented the toilets on the space station. Miss Dragon, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Hot Soup Don John says they gave me 4, so here goes some more. Thank you so much, Hot Soup Don John. By the way, I saw we actually helped you get to 1,000, and then they took some back. I saw. I don't know if we should pull you up later. I know that's really hard when you hit 1,000 and then they pull you back. Fully semi-automatic says, happy Thanksgiving from the West Texas oil field. Awesome. Saying, what's up from Texas? Alex Carr, happy Thanksgiving, math and fam. That's an inside joke. Of course, you would have to get that. Dano Martinez, if you left YouTube, where would we look for you? If I was ever knocked off of YouTube, just so you know, I've got several things open like DLive, Brighteon, the whole Health Ranger thing. Brighteon, I've got an account I've never done. DLive, I have an account I've never done. It's got over 1,200 subscribers on both accounts. Again, those places, BitChute, I would just start typing in Marfoogle News on all of the different video sharing. Trust me, I will never give up. Art Class in RMT, thank you for subscribing. Again, if you subscribe during the show, you will get a shout out. Ilea Love, why did the turkey sit on a tomahawk? To hatch it. Woman of Wonder, 11th generation Texan here. God bless the Lone Star State. Hello, Adam, Dex, and Foogle Fam. Well, Woman of Wonder, thank you so much, and welcome from Texas. Conquest, happy Thanksgiving, Marf Mods and Fooglers. Did you receive my email with pictures? Finally got a new space to work. Prayers for the Marfia. No, I did not, Conquest. Not that I can bring up to brain. So if I did, I would most likely remember it. Next, Lance. Thank you for the support. No comment. Robert Morgan. Hey, Marf, go get some diapers, and thanks for the charity selection. I don't know. I believe, are you the one who suggested Cars for Heroes? I believe you are. Linda Sloat. Love you, Marf and family. B52S. Love your channel. Thank you so much. Nikki Hittahikavoig. Happy Thanksgiving and God bless to everyone. John Nash. Only news I watch. Love to all Foogle fam. Thank you, Josh. That's a huge compliment. Diane Quizada. Thank you for subscribing and welcome to the fam. Nicole York. Sundays Simpsons. AI with human DNA. Kids frozen in space. And then Bean Counter. Thank you for being the last one out last night. Okay. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, there's other ways too. So again, nothing is required here. If you guys do want to help us grow, we have a couple products that not only we actually back up and we believe in, we use. Everyone says that, but we are 100% devoted to letting people know. Even if we did not work with these guys, we would suggest it and we would actually tell people. I've told every single person in my family to get the EMP shield. Almost all, but I think 2 of my extended family out of about 25 different people in my family have EMP shields wired into their house because we have family members that are in high-ranking positions. We actually know about how serious this is. So I would highly recommend, even if you don't get it through us, here's the kicker right here. Again, even if you don't get this through us, we started this before even thinking about, trying to help the channel with it. EMP Shield will protect you from an EMP or a CME. So even if we have a coronal mass ejection, the EMP shield will actually protect you. There are multiple different models. Again, it protects against all phases of an EMP, an E1, E2, E3, essentially basically the whole spectrum of it. It's lightning protection that's a 100% guaranteed. So again, it is backed by a $25,000 insurance policy. It's cheaper than a deductible if your house got struck by lightning. Again, they have vehicle protection, generator protection. These are the 2 that I really think are super important. If you have a EMP shield attached and wired to your generator, think about this. After multiple EMPs, this thing was tested and they gave up after 43 tests. This thing was tested for multiple. You turn on your generator, you have power regardless of what the grid is doing. Regardless of what the grid is doing, you have your car, you get in, you drive off to your bug out spot. And when the grid does come back on, your devices in your entire house within 250 linear feet from this thing, they will all work. So it's amazing. Otherwise, what is your option? Put your entire house in a Faraday cage? It's impossible. And if you know how serious this threat is, you would know that T-Man signed a bill to put this into play. So again, you can go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. These guys are working with the DoD and the Homeland Security to actually help strengthen our grid. They're doing a service for the whole country. These are all handmade out of Kansas. And one more thing, for Black Friday, they are doing 15% off of everything on top of the $50 they are doing for the Marfoogle family. So now they're doing $50 off on each device and 15% off. So it ends up being better than any other discount that we've ever done. So again, go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. If you haven't already, make sure to go do so. And again, that helps us. A commission of that goes to helping us build the channel and to make this a legitimate news source. And again, I don't think people realize how much stuff goes into actually running this. We have run into countless issues. We actually have to protect ourselves at times. There could be a time in the future where we're going to actually have to fight to get back on. Who knows? So it's much appreciated. Again, now we're going to start the call-in part of the show. Thank you guys for sticking around. About 2,800 folks here. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably from myself, Dex, or anyone else who helps the shows, including the incredible mods. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. And, of course, the internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. That is why it is so incredibly important that we give you links. We show you where we get our information. We don't just pull things out of our bungholes. We give it to you straight. Either way, if you have not checked out our main channel, Marfoogle News, you can easily share this. Or if you're subscribed, go to marfoogle.news. Or if you want to put that on a bumper sticker or on a poster, wherever, marfoogle.news. When somebody types that into a browser, it actually takes them right to the main channel. Marfoogle.tv takes them right to this channel. We actually hit 146,000. That was about 1,000 in a week. So about 1,000 new people on Marfoogle News. Welcome, guys. And then again, we just hit 94.5, almost 94.6 over here on this channel. So we're close to 100,000. Again, crazy. Thank you, guys. I feel blessed every single day to have this family here. You guys are so supportive. Not only just all of your kind words, your prayers, financial support. You guys are amazing. You guys know that we're always very transparent with you guys. I think that's why we have done so well, is since day one, since I was tiny and talking to nobody, I've said it's not required to help us, but people do anyways. And that's one thing I still can't get over. I'm not perfect. I'm not an amazing, I'm not some sort of amazing superhero or anything, but I am pretty straight up with you guys, and I appreciate you, and I really mean it. With that being said, Creators Corner, I am trying to gather as many YouTube channels as possible in the Creators channel. How many do you think we have, Dex? I mean, we have a lot of people that jumped in there. I don't know if you...
Oh, hey, Adam. You were talking about Creators Corner?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was on the phone.
We've got a lot. I know that we haven't counted yet.
No, we haven't counted, but a lot of people have jumped in. A lot of creators helping one another. We're helping them. We're all talking and collaborating in there. So if you're a creator and you want, to be with some like-minded creators and get some good intel and actually help support one another, it's a great place to go.
Not only that, we're coming up with projects that we can do. We are trying to put an app together, and we want to help the Foogle Fam get all of their things done too. But we also want to work on projects that we can all do at the same time to bring attention to something. Say 100 of us, get together and do weird stuff like if something needs to have attention brought to it, 100 people do the same thing. Say we want to point out something, we all download TikTok and do the video on the same thing. Boom, done. And why I say TikTok is it's a Chinese-made program. I'm actually thinking about a project here to actually have a bunch of people. The thing is there's not as many creators as people that watch that. And I think we could actually get a couple serious messages out through it. I'm seriously thinking about doing some sort of stunt with that, with our audience. And it would be purely to get something out there. I'll talk about that in the coming week. It would literally be kind of a troll, and not a mean one, but a good one, like that would bring attention to something. But there's all sorts of projects that we have come up with that we want to help you guys with. Go in there and get in Creators Corner. It's in our Discord. Again, go to marfooglenews.com, and at the very top, there's a whole bar, how to get a hold of us, how to do everything from join our Discord to get our alerts. If anything was to hit the fan, we have over 300 active and retired military folks that are confirmed military active and retired. And if any of those folks give us a heads up on something, we would let you know through Marfoogle alerts. Or if we have any kind of crazy schedule change, we let you know through that. Again, we have sent out about a total of 7 or 8 alerts, so we don't just blast it. We actually save that for something we feel is very important. Let's see, Earthing movie. If you want to see it, Amy Smart, Muriel Hemingway, and Deepak Chopra. Can't stress it enough. This is a high budget documentary, and you get to see it for free just because you're part of the Foogle Fam. This was an exclusive for us. We saw it first before anybody else, before they had their red carpet premiere. So again, you get the password for that. Go to marfooglenews.com/GT. Clint Ober is the man behind all of the studies. There's 25 medical studies that prove ground therapy actually does decrease inflammation. It is the root of all of these other problems that people have health-wise. Again, I've used this every single night. I've slept on one. My wife has slept on one. Dex has slept on one. His wife, and they've been doing this long before we ever met Clint or did ground therapy. There's people in this Foogle family that have been doing this for decades. It's called ground therapy, but essentially it's grounding. It's where you are actually physically plugged into the wall or into a spike into the ground, and you are grounded with the earth. You wouldn't know it until you actually see it for yourself. But somebody who is barefoot on the earth, and this is something you can do for free. You can go outside and stand barefoot, and it will help you overall. That's what's nuts about it. But again, you will have somebody barefoot on the ground, and they can actually test it. They can put a device on you, and it will go off because you were grounded, whereas somebody with rubber soles won't be. And I love that part in the documentary where they show the person touch with rubber soles on, touches the person that is grounded, and then they are grounded as well. It's absolutely amazing. There's some amazing things in Earth just in general, like when women end up getting on the same cycle if they live together. I mean, it's all just more proof that there's electricity running through us. Our thoughts are electricity. There's just all sorts of crazy things out there. But again, this is something that really works. So if you are kind of at the end of your rope, and you've got lots of pains, arthritis, or bad sleep, digestive problems, this is totally worth trying. Again, you get free shipping with the code MH. Go to marfooglenews.com/earthing. Again, that helps the channel as well. And then the t-shirts go to Cars for Heroes, which again, it looks like Robert Morgan is here, the one who suggested that charity. Marfia shirts, all of these, not one, not two, but all three, go 100% to charity. marfooglenews.com/t-shirts. They go for Cars for Heroes, so it actually gives veterans vehicles that may not be able to afford it normally. Go to marfooglenews.com/t-shirts, spread the word, and something that rhymes with that sounds clever. All right, now we're all done. Thank you guys for sticking around. Usually we lose people during that section, but looks like we kept that 2,800 solid. So thank you guys for sticking around with me. I appreciate it. Alex Carr, thank you. Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving again. John Wick, love the name. I hope you and your family have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks, Dex Mods as well. Rob Matters Vlog Style, hey guys, and Conquest pictures sent to Adam at Marfoogle News email. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you said that. I will check. Thank you, Conquest, and make sure to check out Conquest as well on his channel. Okay, so Dex, let's get the first call rolling. It looks like we have Chris from Center Star's channel. This should be interesting. And we're going to pop him on. Chris from Center Star's channel, what is going on?
Hey, how's it going? Well, first off, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. And it looks like I have a link here too, so I'll pull that up.
Yeah, about a week ago, I went outside, and we live in an area where we don't really have an airport. We live between Cheyenne and Denver, so we don't get a lot of air traffic. But occasionally we do get days where we get a lot of contrails. Operation Indigo Skyfold. So
yeah, this is bad.
And there was just they were like making sapphire crosses in the sky and just crisscrossing all over. So I made a small post on my Facebook with a couple of videos of it, and after a couple of days of it not getting noticed by too many people, I went ahead and took it down. So then I started noticing that there was hits in different groups in disclosure groups of other people posting that they were seeing the same crazy pattern in areas that they normally don't see that. And so I thought, well, this is an unusual pattern. And then we had this snowstorm just practically hit out of nowhere. And it's in the last 10, 15 years, we haven't had a Christmas snow this deep or this intense in the last 10, 15 years, where I am in Fort Collins. Now, when I was young, like every Halloween we got dumped on, and it was, 10 inches of snow. But after the 90s, it just kind of mellowed out, and it didn't do that. The deeper snow hit around Christmas through March. So we just got like 14 inches of standing snow up here in Fort Collins just a couple days ago.
Now, would you say that's unusual, or at least unusual for the time that it happened?
Yeah, unusual for the time it happened, unusual cold weather as well. Usually it stays warm pretty close to Christmas before dropping this cold. So it was highly unusual patterns, and then suddenly this huge storm dumped everywhere, and people were seeing these patterns all the way through Florida.
One thing that I don't get is if you watch any of the time lapses of these things, so this will end up turning into this big chunk over here, right? So this straight line will sit there for hours, even if they were saying that it's the original thing, right? The CON trails, right? Even if they said that that was condensation, why would it stick around all day or 2 hours or 5 hours?
Well, this is another thing. Another thing I want to point out is the time that they did this. They did this really close to dusk. And usually when we see these, they're usually doing it 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, between those 4 hours. And this was just like right before dusk, which I thought was highly unusual. It was like, are they trying to hide something we're not supposed to see in the sky? What's going on here?
Well, that's what almost every single person who posts says that they're doing, and it's because millions have made this observation that at dusk they essentially cover up the entire sunset, and that's what has fed this huge thing of, are they covering up a planet or something that we can see in broad daylight? And it's just crazy. All over the world, they're basically doing this, and by sunset, when the sun is at its lowest, where they theorize that you can see something in the sky like a Nibiru or whatever, that they have done this to hide that. Then others say that this is to fix something that we have already screwed up, environmentally wise. So a lot of people have a debate about this, and but all of us see it. And I'm sorry, I don't think you can argue. the fuel has changed. I don't get, people say that this was always like this, and they show videos or something from the 60s and 70s. That went away in like 30 seconds, just like any condensation, like when you walk outside and breathe. So again, it's worth a whole show, whole episode.
Yeah, this article came out a few years back, and they called it Operation Indigo Skyfold. And they were showing the nozzles on planes and everything. I don't know if it's still hanging out there. And they talked straight up about it and what the differences were. And that it's straight up that I'll say a family member was an ex-Navy person, and he had retired into the base up at Warren Air Force Base. And when I was about a teen, and I started seeing these huge patterns and stuff in the sky, he said, "Oh, that's just cloud seeding," and very firm about it, but essentially the same thing. Yeah,
well, here's the thing. Now it's public. They actually have departments. Texas, that we were talking about earlier, they have a government .gov site that basically they call it geoengineering, and there's cloud seeding projects. Like the gentleman who called in, like Mike Morales. Showed us that there's actual help for farmers and things like this. They can basically buy a machine that brings the rain. So, I mean, there's some pretty nuts stuff that's out there now.
And I just had one little tiny thing to point out real quick. On the solar system and the flat plane thing, there are planets that are above and below, and Neptune has a highly elliptical orbit, such so that when Pluto was still a planet before being demoted, that at one point, actually Pluto was closer than Neptune was for a while. So it temporarily became the 9th planet, and then it came back out of that long elliptical orbit. So
that's so weird. But don't you agree? Even if it's a little bit higher or lower, on like a little step, doesn't that, when you first found that out, like, how you do a model in school where you put the sun in the middle, you put all the planets around it, and it spins perfectly like that? Did you ever think that that's actually how it worked? Like, I thought they would all go different directions. I just thought it was weird. Even if it's gravity, I get kind of the gyroscope thing. I just thought it was very odd.
Yeah, no, it's definitely mind-boggling stuff and hard to wrap your head around. And, with that first object that came through it, yeah, it definitely approached the sun and then let off, like gassed off, like it was holding a lot more liquid than they assumed it was in there. And it definitely sped up because of this off-gassing that it did.
Okay, what do you think it was? What did you think it was? Did you think it was a comet?
Honestly, I think it might actually be biological material that's frozen over crustal material from a broken planet. It might actually be organic material that froze. I know that's going to be far-fetched for a lot of people, but when planets collide, beings and animals get flung into space, and there are planets that can house much, much larger beings than we're used to. And that's what I believe it was.
So do you think like a dinosaur was like all of a sudden farted and shot it faster?
Than that. I mean, yeah, I mean, much larger than that, like a full Titan leg or limb or something like that. This was huge. But yeah,
that's a crazy thought. I like it.
Potential energy inside of it. So us in the mud fossil and petrified flesh community were certainly thinking that it is possible that it was organic versus just straight up rock.
I think I'm totally open and fascinated by all that. So thank you so much for calling in, and I appreciate you, Chris. And then I will pull up your channel before we go here, and make sure to show people where to get you. And then again, we'll put your link on the website before we end the show today. Okay?
Yes. Have a good one. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.
All right. You have a great night. Be safe. Be prepared. And Marf out. All righty. And then let's see here. Okay, and then up next, whoa. Jeez Louise. That's Center Star's channel, Hollow Earth. He's called in before, done his long things on that. Okay, next caller here, we have Michael. Michael, you are live on Marfoogle TV. What's going on? Michael, you there?
Hey, how you doing, Marf? And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yes, I am.
Okay, am I delayed, Michael?
It might be.
Are you listening to the audio on the phone or on the TV?
You there? I have a laptop, but I just turned it off, so it may be interrupting it. So.
Okay, so I just ask that you try to use the phone instead of the laptop to listen, because on the TV it's a 20-second delay, or on the laptop. Okay, so let's see here. It says that you are, calling from California, and you are a first-time caller talking about lightning bolts coming from the sun. What's up with that?
Correct. Yeah. On the 25th, I seen Planet X. He had I guess he's got a special camera where he looks at the sun, and he saw the lightning bolts coming from the sun. Well, I have recorded it before, and that was about 4 years ago. And I really got some great shots on my camera. And then, so what I did is, when he said that, I went outside and started recording again, and you could definitely see there was lightning bolts shooting from the sun.
Now, so wait, you're saying that not only you, but Planet X News, which is, I believe, that's Scott, right?
Correct.
The Scott Sion.
And he's got it on video. He's got a better spatial type camera.
Now, that's I actually think that Scott won't mind, and I would love for you guys to go over and say hi to Planet X News. If you like his content, make sure to do so. Again, I don't know if we have a timestamp for this, though, but I would love for you to get the clips of this and actually show us, or have a timestamp of it, because I would love to see that. Oh, I think I found a shot of this. So this is what I believe you're talking about. So make sure, if you want, you can look at the video of the TV screen there. It will show you what he's kind of talking about. Now, have you guys ever seen anything like this? This is Scott Sion on Planet X News, and it looks like a lightning bolt coming out of the sun.
Yeah. Like I say, I have recorded it. It was about 4 years ago, and what I'm thinking, what it is that still, that planet that's coming around. It's doing like an electrical charge on it. It's kind of like the sun is trying to protect itself, and it's shooting lightning bolts at it.
Now, I wonder if these look different, or that was just one little freeze frame of it. I wonder if he ever catches it live. Let's see here.
Yeah, he does have it live.
Let's see. There it is. Look at that. Watch this. Boom. 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 That is fascinating. I'm gonna make sure to link this on our website. This is called the Electric Sun. It says what happened on November 25th, 2019. This is our good friend Scott Sion over at Planet X News.
Correct.
Make sure to check him out. Now, do you actually watch this yourself? And is there a way that you can tell people how they can watch it themselves as well?
Well, it's very, very rare because, of course, you have to be out there. You know, if you just got your cell phone, you have to be out there waiting and waiting and waiting. The way I saw it is when I was outside, it's kind of like, you know, when you got a camera flash, but you're looking if you're looking up at the sun, but all of a sudden you see this weird flashing. Well, that's when you can tell that the electrical charges are coming from the sun.
So you're saying you saw this with your
thing about that
own
is
eyes?
one of those electrical charges.
You're saying you saw this with your own eyes? Wow.
And so, yeah, would you see the flash, almost like a flashbulb from a camera? It's kind of like a flashing. So I went in and I had my cell phone. I pulled it out and I started recording it, and you could definitely see the bolts coming out from the sun.
Okay, well, so you know, they say November 25th. I have never heard of that. I don't know if Dex is either. I would definitely like to possibly even talk to Scott about that. You know, I've never even heard of that. But Michael, if you have a video like that on your phone, or if you ever get it again,
right,
send it to us, okay?
Oh yeah, I still have it. I can definitely send it to you, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. But what he captured was even better because, of course, you know, he's got better system to catch it, and he noticed it out as well, and so that's when he took the video of it. But I believe what it is because that stellar object that's coming in, it's causing like friction, and that's why we're getting that electrical charge. But if it's getting close, if it's going to get kind of close to Earth, I mean, can you imagine if the sun shoots a lightning bolt and it ends up hitting the Earth? I mean, that would be totally devastating to the Earth.
You're saying that, so if it charges the interstellar object and then that interstellar object releases it on Earth when it comes near?
No, when it's coming back around and the sun actually shoots a lightning bolt at it, that's what I'm just thinking that's what it could be because it's causing a lot of friction. So when it's coming back around, it's, you know, and it's going to come past, you know, Earth or whatever, it could actually, you know, make a shot and then it would hit Earth. You know, that's what, you know, Scott was talking about.
That is a really crazy
and he said a lot of people need to know
theory.
This. You know, this is...
and sorry about the delay. I don't know what some people are having here. It's like we're on the news, the real news. Yes, Tom, we've got a delay here. Really bad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, thank you for calling,
I believe
Michael.
that a lot of that... no problem. You know, I just wanted to bring that up so people could check into it. You could check into it, and then, you know, there'd be something, you know, to work with.
I'm fascinated by it. I'm going to dig more and more and more. Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention.
Oh, you're very welcome.
All right. Well, thank you for calling, and I would love to hear from you again. It's your first time call. Don't make it your last, okay?
Oh, no, it won't be. And I watch the show all the time.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Michael. And I would love to hear from you again. And you have a great night, okay?
Okay, and you too.
All right. Have a good night. All right. Up next, we have Renee Thomas. And man, I just looked ahead and looked at the articles. She always brings the heat. Renee Thomas, you are live on Marfoogle TV. What is going on?
Gobble, gobble.
Now,
happy Thanksgiving.
Hopefully, hold on, Renee. Renee, I got to fix this real quick. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because it lagged or something. Now, is the phone delayed?
My phone's not delayed, I don't believe. I have
Adam, I noticed it
so,
too on my end.
on the computer.
Okay, because when I'm talking to you,
But I'm not sure.
I'm waiting about 30 seconds for you to respond. Or, I don't know, 10 seconds, 12 seconds. Okay, so...
I know that I think that happened earlier when, yeah, so I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
I'm on the landline, so
Can we...
that might be it.
Dex, can we try, like... Let's see. I don't know if it's any...
It's on the phone, Adam. I had it with her. The only I can try and call back. It's certain callers it's happening to.
Okay, can we try disconnecting, connecting? Because I want Renee as one of my favorite callers here. I want to make sure that we're not overstepping each other and doing this whole back and forth thing.
Yeah, just disconnect and I'll get her back on the line.
Okay, Renee, you'll get this in about 10 seconds. I'm going to disconnect and we're going to call you back, okay? She was going to say okay. We're going to get her back on the line. I wanted to see if we could possibly get it started over, because that delay is really bad. Yes, Tom. Yes, it is raining out here. Yes, I did wait 30 seconds afterwards, and I sat here awkwardly while everyone watched me. Uh-huh. Back to you, Bob. That's how the news was always like that, because they didn't have the technology they have now. You don't see that anymore. In the news, the weather guys would always be waiting because it would relay through a satellite and then through this, and it would be a huge delay. And that used to happen. So we're getting that with the phone lines. Let's see here. So I'm going to wait for this phone call to pop through. While I do that, Colleen Luce Wilson, thank you. Go check out Phil. He has telescope, the right filters, and lenses. You will be shocked. Explains the heavy plane farts. And, of course, the... I would love to see one of those trails with a heavy telescope, like... look into it. Look into the metals. Ilea Love says, I believe these lightning bolts from the sun are erupting solar prominence. It releases plasma similar to CME. Wide Awake and Baked Denver Skywatchers says, watch Brian Knight. He captures what's out there. Wide Awake and Baked Denver Skywatcher says, look in the sky. There's a dark spot. That's it. Okay, let's see here. Thank you, Wide Awake and Baked. Let's see. Renee Thomas, is it less... Let's see what the situation is like.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hopefully it's not too delayed.
Okay. All right.
Good, better.
So I was calling okay. I'm calling to share a couple of articles. One was there was actually 2 chemical plant incidences. One, the big one in Texas with the 2 explosions and at the same plant. But then there's one in South Carolina, Charleston, that it coincidentally happened around the same exact time, and there was a shelter in place given about the same time they did the shelter in place in Texas, the first initial.
So you actually did connect these chemical plant things.
Well, I haven't connected them, but I mean they're so close in time, and it might be a different. One's phosphorus, and the other one was something to do with neoprene, but they're both like fire retardant chemicals. And I just thought that it was rather strange for both of them to be, simultaneously around the same time.
No, that's extremely weird. And like we said, these things have been happening, and it's like almost like a tit for tat type of thing.
Mm-hmm. And so far apart, South Carolina Charleston. It's not just right next door to Port Neches, Texas, so where the other place took, the other incident took place, which is a really bad situation still ongoing, I believe. They don't have that contained yet. So,
do you think that this is something from
fine.
space, or do you think that this is some sort of? Do you think this is planned? Do you think this is cyber? Do you think something's happening?
I think something's happening. I mean, of course, I can't prove it, but I just don't believe in coincidences, and this is too much of a coincidence. That's where I stand on that. I don't know.
Okay, and then the second article here, I'm just going to pull this up. Let's see here. Mexico pushes back against T-Man plan to label cartels T groups, and I'll make sure everybody knows what I mean by T groups.
Great. I know this is one of those ones that's kind of a bad topic, I guess you could say, but everyone's talking that he actually did an interview with Bill O'Reilly, I believe, and it's actually on this article. I don't know if you want to play it or not, but he is actually saying that he is going to, or he has been working on labeling the cartel as a terror group. And if he does that, Mexico obviously is sounding the alarm. They're going to fight back because that, could mean tariffs and all kinds of good stuff for Mexico. Or not for Mexico. I don't know how you want to look at it. But I think that things would definitely, go in an uptick scale. And he's not saying what he's going to do, but I definitely think that it could be, something that we definitely need to keep our eye on.
Now, no, I think that it's definitely something very serious. And Renee Thomas, by the way, has her own channel, and she has a live call-in show as well. But not only that, she is an amazing researcher as far as she finds we will spend all day doing it, and then she will find one that's just like, how did we miss this? So she's does a really great job. Now, I'm going to pull up this third article. Now, you want to explain... this is NASA alert. Let me pull this up while you tell me what it's all about.
Okay. This one here, I don't know if you have it yet or not.
Yep.
The delay, but
2 Apollo asteroids set to cross Earth's path in December.
Right. And it looks like asteroids, and they mention the I'm not good with Russian names, but they mentioned the I guess it's Chelyabinsk meteor that was the super bold that entered the Earth's atmosphere over Russia in 2013. And so I don't know if they're telling us, if they're trying to give us a clue that it actually could come into our atmosphere and make landfall, giving us that, little heads up. They're saying that it's still, supposedly far enough away, but both of these asteroids are supposed to enter or whatever, pass us by or whatever you want to say on December 1st.
Now, December 1st of this year, this is like 5-6 days from now, or 4 days from now, right?
Yep. It gives the exact time, the ETA. The WH2, which is one, is supposed to enter on December 1st at 3:46 a.m. And the other one is the WN1. It's going to visit the Earth's vicinity on December 1st at 4:14 p.m. So, and of course, it has how far apart it's supposed to be from the planet. But of course, I just thought that was rather interesting. They have it down to the exact time that it's going to enter our atmosphere, and they give us that little heads up. Well, we said it was going to pass by when it landed in Russia, but so Just heads up.
Well, no, I agree. When it's exact like that, they said that the one over Jamaica, they were like, oh, that won't ever come in, and it actually did come in. So they don't know nothing. They say it's not going to hit, and it does. They don't even know about it, and it passes us. They go, oh, whoops, we didn't see that one. It was the size of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but we just totally missed it. So I get it. Renee Thomas, thank you so much for calling in. We're again going to actually connect your channel name to the website by the end of the show. And make sure to go check her out. If you have any hard time finding it, make sure to go to our website, and you'll actually be able to find it right there. Thank you so much. I appreciate you calling in, and please call in again, okay?
Okay, God bless you, Marf, and happy Thanksgiving.
All right,
Bye, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. God bless. Also, Renee, if you're watching the show now, if you ever need me or anything, I would love to do a collaboration of some sort. Tanya, first-time caller about cyberstalking story, calling from Michigan. What's up with that?
Well, it wasn't exactly cyber stalking, but I really liked the story about the cyber stalking, and it reminded me of I had somebody that was stalking us many years ago, like in the 80s. I was like 18 years old, and my ex-husband was in the military working third shift. So when he would come home and go to sleep, and this woman would send pizzas to our house, and we would get all these things all the time, and you never knew what was going to happen. She would prank call us constantly. Well, one day there was a knock on the door, and he was sleeping, and these two men in suits were there, and they introduced themselves, and I didn't recognize where they said they were from, and they asked for my husband by name, and I said, well, he's sleeping, and they gave me a very, very strange look. They were from the morgue.
What?
She had sent somebody from the morgue to pick up his remains.
How do you even do that? Like, they were like, talk to Bob. Yeah. I forgot a body at this address. Can you just go pick up a body for me?
Right.
Like, was this a mafia number or something? How could you call the morgue right now and have them come pick up a body?
It was the weirdest thing ever.
You must know somebody. You must know a name, right? Like, by the way, I already talked to Steve. It's cool. Just go pick up a body. It may still be alive.
Right. He got out of bed for that.
It's my husband.
People,
I don't need him anymore. Please take him away. Cremate at will. Okay.
Right. But that's all I call. I just called to tell you that story.
No, that's great.
It made me think of that story.
Tanya.
It was so funny.
So what happened to her in the end? What ended up, where did she end up going?
She was also prank calling, I guess, her neighbors, and then we ended up talking to the neighbors, and one of them was a lawyer, and we ended up kind of taking her to court, but not really for anything, but just to get her some mental help.
Was it all out of fun, or you think now it sounds like you probably thought that she was kind of mentally ill then?
I thought she was kind of cuckoo. I didn't really understand what was going on. I was like 18 at the time.
Who thinks about the morgue?
It was kind of like an adventure.
Yeah,
who sends the morgue? I was like flabbergasted.
But looking back, don't you kind of think like that made your life interesting? Like you had two guys from the morgue show up at your house. Like that's pretty interesting.
It absolutely was. I think if all that happened today, it would scare me more. But back then, it was just like, can you believe that crap?
No, that's pretty funny. Well, I mean, in a old school like that happened back then way. If it happened now, that would be scary. That's no HBO show. 6 Feet Under. That's like
right.
Well, thank you so much, Tanya. I'd love to hear from you again. And, don't be afraid to call in more often. Again, if this is your first time? This is your first time call? Don't make it your last again. Call in, okay?
Okay, thanks. And you have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, because the people are afraid to say that. Happy Hanukkah and whatever the heck else you
Merry
celebrate.
Christmas.
All right. Have a good night. All right. Up next is someone who has been around for a long time, Hot Soup Don John. Update on his channel. What is going on? Hot Soup Don John. What is going on?
Hey, what's up, Adam? Before we get off into it, I want to have somebody speak to you real quick. Go ahead, kids.
Thank you for all
Thank you.
This for all
Thank you,
my
Adam,
dad
for giving my dad some subs on YouTube. Thank you.
and likes.
Thank y'all. All right, y'all can go now.
Was that your kids?
Hey, Adam. Yeah, they're my two little ones. Yep.
And did they just
Yes, it
thank
was.
me for helping Dad?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're a good man. Just want to tell you that. First, I want to say, because I know I'm on short time, so I just want to give you a rough update real quick. First of all, I want to say, just let you know that I'm so far out the loop. Congrats on the 1,000 subscribers that you have, the 100,000 that you have, and more, plus. Congratulations on having your baby girl. I've been wanting to say that to you for the longest. Also, I just wanted to tell you that the reason why I haven't really been putting out content is because, for one, I don't have Wi-Fi no more at my house. Still going through the big D. I do have a laptop, but you can't really use your laptop if you don't have Wi-Fi. So pretty much, I shouldn't even call my name Hot Soup Don John. I should be calling myself a man with one phone. I just wanted to tell the Foogle Fam, thanks for the support. Don't lose hope in your boy. I'm coming. You know, it's just certain things that that's been going on in my life. Has been hectic, work, kids, legal stuff. But on the flip side, 3 months ago, I bumped into an old friend of mine. He directs movies, and he put me in a movie called Without Grace. It's coming out April 2020. You know, I got a little small role in that, but you can Google me. Now, everybody that's watching this, I'm going to only say this once. My legal name is Dontrell Johnson. You can Google me. And it says, Without Grace 2020. You'll see I'm in there. So they got me listed as an actor. Who knows what God's going to bring me on that.
That's
I just want to let you guys know that.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Dontrell. And then, yeah, no, I don't blame you on that. And then they're probably going to find the IMDb. That is a blessing for you and your family. And then, obviously, Without Grace, it sounds like it's going to be a good movie.
It's supposed to be a comedy romance.
Now,
so it's good. I'm looking sharp in that movie too, man. I'm clean as a whistle, man.
well, by the way, and we helped Hot Soup Don John. I can't tell you how many, maybe a year ago, 6 months ago. I can't remember when. Get to 1,000 subscribers. It was about
almost a year ago.
We helped him get to 1,000 subscribers.
You got me for.
And I noticed that they took some.
1,071.
And nobody unsubscribed because nobody unsubscribed. I mean, it's basically like if you can't, constantly pump out the videos, then, they actually, they constantly remove. But if you're not producing, you're not gaining. So again, he just had a break. So if you guys, just saying.
That's what I wanted to tell you too. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
What I wanted to tell you is that when you was talking about me earlier, I was trying to comment on what you were saying, and it would not let me type in anything at all, nothing, and it got me upset. So I tried to post a video, but like I said, the reason why I haven't been putting any content down is because I don't have no Wi-Fi, so I only got to work off my phone. So I did like a little 3-4 minute video, and it's still loading, bro. It's still loading. Like literally, I get so discouraged because there's certain things that I see, things I want to say about this, everything that's going on in the world, and it it's disappointing. It's frustrating because it takes days for it to load, and then it says it's unable to load. So then I got to delete it. So it gets so frustrating. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait, save up this money that I got to save, and get everything right, and that's what I'm gonna do. So,
well, and again, you need 1,000.
Just be patient.
You need 1,000 to be able to do stuff from your phone. Some say that if you drop below it, that they give you problems on your phone. I've heard that even from big creators about their friends or their second accounts and things like that. So it looks like you already went up a little bit. I would encourage a huge love mob right now. We already got them there, and as you guys know the system, if you have a channel. Some people don't get it, but they actually remove accounts all the time. And part of it is they say that it's, if you don't watch somebody for a month or 2 months, or you don't click that bell, they're trying to keep it clean for advertising so that they make sure that people aren't just like false subscribing. So that's why they do it. But you'll lose 100 subscribers in a day, and not one person might have clicked that. So I hope that people support, and I hope God blesses you and your family. I hope that they bless you with the ability to go live with something other than your phone. I'm praying for you, Dontrell, and I appreciate you calling in. And I know the Foogle family has your back. Just keep in contact with the community, and everybody's here is amazing. So get in Discord if you can.
I do trust me. I do what I can, man. And like I said, I appreciate everything. Like I watch a lot of different YouTube channels, and I'm gonna keep it funky with you, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. You are the person that gave me the motivation to even go out there and try it. Because like I said, it's a lot of people out here that knows the truth, and as long as we got at least a couple of thousand people that's constantly putting content out there about the truth, they can shut down whatever they want. But, God is always on our team. Always. So we always going to have a voice, man. And I appreciate everything that you do. You just don't even know. You are truly blessed. You got a good team. I haven't been watching your channel from the day you started, but I've seen your progression, and it only get better and better and better and better and better. So keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep supporting these small channels, putting their name out there. Just keep doing what you're doing, man, because I'm proud of what you're doing. You are a voice to be reckoned with.
Well, thank you, Dontrell.
Don't never forget that.
And I know that at least one of your prayers is going to be answered again, and we're going to get you back up to 1,000. I know it. I know that our Foogle family is loyal, and I know our people, they know. And if you're thinking right now, well, I already subscribed to them, you might be unsubscribed. That's for one thing. But only do it if you feel the love and the Foogle fam, and you want to be part of that love mob. Of course, by the replay, I'm going to re-congratulate you on hitting 1,000. I guarantee it's going to happen. I know it in my heart. And I appreciate you calling in, and, you're always welcome here, Don.
To be honest with you, Marv, I'm not going to even worry about the subs. Just, here's the thing. I'm glad that God gave me the chance to talk to you again and congratulate you on everything that you have done from the time I spoke to you last time. I'm just blessed because of that. I'm thankful for that. It's always the small things with me. It ain't never the big things, man, because if you keep doing small things, and when you look out the rollout of the picture, it's big. And that's how, if you look at judgment, let's put a paint a picture on it real quick. The day of judgment comes. You got your whole life in the clouds, and God's showing you everything. And everything that he's showing you is going to be those small things that you've been doing your whole life. Everything. And it turns out to a big, huge picture. I always do the small things, man. I don't never worry about the big things.
Absolutely. Well, Dontrell, I'm praying for you and your kiddos. By the way, that was very sweet of you to have your kids say that. I have 3 kids, so I just, that hit me. So thank you so much, Dontrell. You have a wonderful night. Again, at least we could help you get back up to that 1,000. You are now back up at 1,000. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
All right. Well,
That is awesome.
You have a congratulations again. Even if you have to do a 1-minute video, just keep pumping out your view and your truth, and you have a blessed night. All right, and happy Thanksgiving.
You too, my brother, and happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to the Foogle Fam, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Stay on point.
Appreciate you too. God bless you, and I'm praying for you and your family. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Even on his first call, it was on, I don't even know how long ago, a year ago. He's just such an amazing guy. And that's why we helped him in the first place. That was when the Love Mob was very young. And we barely had anybody watching, but people love mobbed him, and I don't think we had that many people too. It was just that we always had a lot of people watching live, and they went, they just shot over there. So that's pretty amazing. He went from about 800 past 1,000, which again, you can lose 100 a day, even as a small creator, which is crazy. But now he's got 1,030. So amazing. Awesome, guys. Love you guys. I feel so proud to be a part of this, and I'm just so happy that you guys let me be a part of it, and I appreciate it a lot. With that being said, Dex, amazing calls tonight, and thank you so much for your help in this, and I'm just feel very blessed right now, thankful for everything.
Absolutely, Adam. And the calls were great. There's, again, we're coming into this holiday period. A lot of people are going to have, their heads down. They're looking at, family and supper, but there's a lot of other things that are going on. So keep your eyes up, keep your head up. And, now, a lot of things do happen when we're distracted with this. So
now the cold front is coming is this video. Just so you guys know, we already have Renee, Thomas, Michael, Tanya. This is 11:27 p.m. We are still live right now. Hot Soup, Don John, Tanya, story about the mortuary. We actually remind you of what happened. The callers on the show, lightning bolts coming from the sun. Here's a link to Mr. Scott Sion over at Planet X Video. Renee Thomas, a link to her channel, and the pictures that were featured here on the show. So, again, we put a lot of effort into this. Dex puts a lot of effort in this. We put hours before the show to make this all come together. We appreciate each and every one of you that are helping the show. We have started. I started this from nothing, and now it's coming together, and we want to make sure that we are set up for this new change. So, again, with that being said, for the people that do help, just know it's not required. We're not ever going to do begathons like the freaking PBS. That is like the most annoying thing in the world. Now I get it. I get it why they do it. But when they do those like things like marathons, just know, I don't think we'll need that. I think God has us covered. I think you guys understand what we're about. We're very transparent about what we're doing. So as long as we keep our heads up like that, I think that we'll be good. And, it feels like there's been a shield around us from the very beginning. So much love goes out to all you guys. I do want to apologize for last night, for the last caller. I felt bad ever since, to that viewer, to her mom, to the people, I felt bad for that. But again, something about my mom kicked into me. She raised me not to go into that kind of stuff and not to touch it. And in hindsight, I should have at least heard out her call. So I do apologize. Like I said, I'm not perfect. But again, that's only the third time I've ever disconnected on purpose. So that's a pretty big deal. I just don't like the Ouija board stuff, that kind of stuff. It's just always been ingrained in me. But that does not mean that it was how it started. Like, hey, go over, subscribe. I make magic happen, that kind of stuff. It set off my thing from childhood. So I apologize. I really do. I should have. I am the one who preaches to be open and to hear everyone's opinion, and I made a mistake. So, with that being said, most people supported it, but that's not the point. The point is that we should actually be accepting of that. We should hear other people out and listen instead of talk. And I am just as guilty as everyone else. I make mistakes. So, with that being said, it is now time for the fun. It is now...
Adam.
Yeah?
Lisa wants to say goodbye.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Where's Mel? Hey, can you get Lisa, Mel Giblets, and the Young Turks together for a trio?
Oh, gosh. Here they are.
They are so sweet. You know that? I just love all of them. Where is what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of his name. Where's Turk Diggler?
Oh goodness, that I don't think I've ever had one with that name.
Turk Diggler. Isn't that from? Oh no, I just realized what that's from.
Yeah.
The Turk. No, I was trying to think of what's his name? The jerk. Steve Martin. Anyways, you guys, it is now officially time. It's not a shout out. It's not an outro. It's a shoutro. It's where I make a complete fool out of myself. The credits roll, which is really your guys' names in the chat. And if you are here and you want to participate, just type in a hello in the chat room. Other than that, I think that it was overall an amazing show. And I think that all of you are absolutely amazing. So I will see you maybe tomorrow. Be safe. Be prepared. And you know the rest. Marf out. Thank you, Mandy Bronson, Shinobi One, Colleen Luce Wilson, Leah Love, Wide Awake and Baked Denver Skywatcher, Conquest and Rob Matters, Vlog Style, and John Wick. Thank you all for your support. Hey, thank you all for coming night after night. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dex, for all of your help. Kathy Paina, I love you more than anything. Hey, Timberlab and Lindia Twinner. Hey, Glenda Snyder and Mona Lisa. Hey, Jay Snow and Kilroy was here. Shinobi One, it's clear that hello GoldenEye and the rest of the Zach Canes and the rest and everybody kicking it with the ladies and the Papa Smurf. J Stone 78, Terry Gomez and the Hated Foe. Life in the Marion Bones and the Julia Brandon OC Bobby and the OC Bobby and I really wanna go with the Renee Thomas and the hey and the Cindy Hockey Robin Scholes and the Alia Tota. I've got that Jean Blythe gonna ride all night. Raven says there's 998 lokes. If there's that many gangsters up there, I don't even want to be here. I think she meant likes. Bruce Wayne, Clyde Mousepina, Trish Killan, Richard Borba, and Sean Obi-Wan. Oh, 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 oh. Shastina, so clean.
Infinity 2. Got the Jenna Mary on with the DM. Oopsie, Trish Hooper. Gonna go to Steve, rolling down the window in the street. Then I'm gonna juice him with Marf and the Pooper. Ha! Tanya Perlman. Going now. Going to get rid of all of the Zomans. Oh, Billie Eilish or the B-list. Doesn't really matter, it's all delish. Like the turkey with the pie emoji. Creative minds in the D-Bodie. Oh, gotta get that Bodie. Oh, with that CJ Blaze. Rolling down in the save face. From the Jays. With the Stone 78.
We're definitely different. Thank you, Mickey Shaw. It wouldn't be possible without you. Beverly McGovern. It wouldn't be possible without you. Chasing Life. It wouldn't be possible without you. Manila Watcher. Manila? Like Manila, vanilla. Doesn't matter. Now, we all styling like beyond ascension. Bring it back, Richard Boy, what did I mention? Everybody's going back and now a new invention. Roger Cunningham in the damn. Kelly Josie with the Z and the one God with the 3. Instead of the Coral Quan Strong, we're gonna go with Joe Decker and we on dumb. Hey, now we're all dumb. Bringing the Trish Killian. Got the Shinobi on wall. I know not the Dragon Ball. Spooky fast one got to wear. In the Omniverse, are you going down with the Elise? I'm ringing it, I'm going home. For once, don't find symbolism in everything. Got a Joe and Henderson. Ringo gonna bring it back down, right down. Oh, now we are gonna go back downtown. We can all man the warble. Partly Sunday, I'm gonna bring it back and it will change in a minute. It'll change in a minute. Kenny Crowder with the power. Sandra 1209. Bring it back all the time. A Joe Decker with the big. No, don't gonna do that rhyme. Mickey Shaw, hey ya, oh wah. Now to Jesse Lynn, that was my mom's name. With the Oracle, with the 3 at the beginning. The Poison Sky Canada with the Shun Obi-Wan. We are the Omniverse. That is like the first verse. Lost Boy, Draco, and the activism Mako. Whenever we go down, we paint it like we have Mako. The foreskin vampire slayer. Casey Doodle, thank you for being here. Candy Wiseman, thank you for being here. Reba Snuffer, thank you for being here. Oh. Make sure to go to marfooglenews.com if you need any information or You just really want to see Marfoogle, the word, again. Looks like we've got Hot Up Don John up to 1.05. Sorry if I blew up your phone there. 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 This one is called Wicked. Ay, ay, ay. It's a little bit delayed. Let's see here. I'm about to ride with my friends, coming right back, and we got them ends about to go back, and we chill with us. We've got all them big old mods in the pocket, and they rock it and they do everything they like to do and doing what they do. Hey, 94.5, that's how many subscribers on my side. Hopefully, they stick with me, they bring it, and they always clean. Hey, like Kathy Paina, Tammy from Virginia, and everybody likes ya. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Look at all those beautiful names. Lexi with Dex and Elsie JC Family. Couldn't do it without you, Alish and Clint. And Trinity, Red Pill, Hi-Ho, Kermit the Frog here. Deep Fried Foogle Fan, Bones, Relevant Truth, and Iris Lilyhammer. DBS student, Hal, welcome back. Saw you last night, but now you haven't come back. Teresa K, Renee Thomas, and Bobby Williford, and Manila Watcher. I just can't say Manuela. It's got that weird pronunciation. Mrs. Pitts with the lightning emojis. Deborah Hepburn, bring it back now, got to open up the cupboard. Kelly Josie. You know, it's just one of those days where you gotta give thanks to everyone around you. Have you had a near-death experience and almost died? Almost all of us have. Isn't that amazing? Don't you know, got to bring that KM back to sing, and you know, not trying to blow up your phone. El Michelle Smith and the Kenny Crowder, Debbie Barber and the rest of the powder. Rebo Snarfo is Bruce Wayne, Crystal Slots is the brain, and the Robert Arias, he's so quiet. Got that Aprilina age, gonna go down to see that stage, and walk it right back and get that Michelle Ray. Got that Robin M and that Francisco right by him. Gotta do it now. Got to do it now. Bring it back down. Bring it back down. Angelina Roxy, bring it right back down. Bring it right back down. Bring it right back down. You know, if you want to do what you do, then do it. The witness of Yahweh, I think I pronounced that wrong. Crying hippie, oh, you so special. Mosquito rainbows and butterflies, Button and the Lauber, Bobby Willifer and Glenda Snyder. Top brass fatty, I made that sound sexy. Somehow, I like that nookie dookie on the side with my bride and wood ring. With my bride and wood ring. I've got that Joe Lanta mullet. I'm gonna bring it back. Say what the heck with the beat calves off the top of the head. Papa Smurf and the rest of the bed. I hope you guys all make sure to check out all of the channels attached there. Somehow this is it's going to make sure that you all go home safely tonight. I hope you all do. Now I hope you all do a little bit of rocking out tonight, because that's what we're meant to do. Susie Q to the sky. Outcast broadcast, gonna bring it out fast. I don't really care, cause I'm gonna have a blast. Oh, but the name the loud bull got that one God, one and Johnson, and I'm gonna bring in the bag with the Eric Kelly, and I'm about to tell you, Lisa Marie, no shit. That witness of Yahweh, with that Foogle rock, that tornado Dorothy, awesome jams, bringing it all the way home. Danger Jr. Thanksgiving. Got your Marfoogle today? We're gonna bring back the boom boom on the next show, but not this one, I'm sorry. I told you why I wanted to go get that fatty buck by the plans. He told me he would walk down, he would get that Lindsay Rex. Ha ha, I know that Karen Dixon didn't tell me no lie. Trisha Bogo and G-Shop Vaz is all the wise that I need, that I need, that I need. Because we not Marfoogle. I hope you guys have a great night. Be safe, be prepared, and marf out. Oh, you thought I wasn't gonna do the Marfoogle no me for me. You know what time it is, man, you know. It's 104.4 and came off, man. Oh, man, I blew up your subwoofers, man, with my subwoofer. Thank you, Rose Vanessa. I appreciate you now. We don't go nowhere without you. Gonna bring you down and now you say woot. Hi. They say now it's all partly sunny, but I say it's partly engineered now. They know now. Frank Fielder goes outside, he sees up in the sky. He saw the chairs out of the place going down, and they make me say no. This or that aluminum up in the sky now. All the aluminum in the sky make us crazy. Make us crazy. If you don't know this song, you haven't been watching long enough, man. This is I Like Me for Me by Coyote. I like me for me. I'll always like me for me. A little bit of Adam Sandler. Who wants to play some Adam Sandler tapes? Back when they had tapes, they don't know that I was spicy love. I like you for you too. A nookie dookie, thank you for coming through. Lots of Ashford. Lisa Hall. That was like an emoji art. Emoji art. Manuela Wakata. With a makabati, with a one boated, and not guns in water with a needle lane. Never seen your name, so I say hi. Welcome to the fam fame. Oh! I just want a bullet for me. Got that true serum inside of me. Fun dodge. Oh yes, now we got fun dodge. Bring it back and we from dodge. Backing down and we don't say now. Turkey is foul? Yes, you know, it's time now for the real girl to sing her song. She is so amazing now. Uh-oh, Andrea's late. It looks like we're going to have to stop the whole show. Yes, let's make sure to point and laugh at Andrea, little one Tyler. And because basically we're going to have to start the entire show over. Dex, are you still there with the gobbles? Oh, looks like we don't have the gobbles, so it looks like we cannot start over again. Okay, sorry, Andrea, little one, Tyler. I will dedicate my next show to you because apparently you can't get here on time. So that's what we do. We shame you, and then we make sure that everyone loves you. No to the jealousy, Wonder Woman identity. I like me for me. I like me for me. Oh, yonder. All of the haters. You know how that shit feels. You think it's out of space, but they say, oh, don't mind the haters. They all imitate us. What's so funny is most of our haters do the same show that we do. That's so funny you say that. And they watch every single show for 3 hours long. I like me for me. I'ma be what I'ma be. I like me. They said you can't do news and be weird and be funny. I'm proving them wrong now. I like me for me. I like me for me. Na 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 na. Gotta prove it to myself and nobody else. 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 I like me for me. I'ma be what I'ma be. I like me for me. I am who I wanna be. I like me for me. I'ma be what I'ma be. I just don't think you see the vision behind Torso Talk. You guys have a great night. Be safe, be prepared, and of course, Torso Talk, Marv out. I like me for me. I like me for me. Gotta prove it to myself. I like nobody else. Gotta prove it to myself. I like nobody else. Gotta prove it to myself. I like nobody else. Gotta prove it to myself. I like me for me.
You want to know what's going on? What's really going on when it happens? Go to MarFoogleNews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle Fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. but don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle Fam is waiting for you.